Hey everybody, today is September 17th and it's like 3:20, I think. Excuse my hair growing out because I did show you guys I had a massive brain tumor removed and my hair is trying to grow back. But anyway, I start radiation real soon. I see a radiologist on Friday. They were not able to get off of all of it and it was a grade 2. So I don't know. I guess I'll have it for the rest of my life, but I guess it's all in how you look at it, but anyway, it's not a new thing that I endure this microwave hearing the fray effect here. And I just wanted to make a quick update just because I wanted to have this on record that, whoever, and we can all agree that the people that are involved in this are not bright. That, the more I think about it, the more that I'm convinced that they are the ones that are the targeted individuals. Because you have to admit that the people that are operating this stuff, as they wouldn't even register on an IQ chart. That their IQs are so low, they wouldn't register as having an intelligence level. They wouldn't. And that is a 1 in a million type thing. You know what I mean? Like it is very rare that you will find somebody of such low intelligence that you can talk them into doing anything. They never are going to learn to do any different. They don't have any, they don't have any normal emotions that a regular person would have when they're doing something, to try to make somebody's life, less enjoyable. Like that alone in itself, if you spend all of your time focused on somebody else, there is a huge problem. And I don't care what it is, I know moms, most moms, I know there are a lot of moms that I have run into here recently that I don't understand why they ever had children. They don't take care of them, or they left them to fend for themselves, or, they lied. I know one woman that lied about being raped. And she's just living her life, Meanwhile, this man has passed away and is in his grave and cannot defend himself. And she is telling other people that she was, raped against her will. And she is just living her life, knowing that she's lying about the situation. I mean, it's been proven that she's, at the time that she told the original lie, that, it was what white women did at the time when they were ashamed of entertaining men that had color. And that's the lie that she stuck with her entire life. And it's just, you can't have anything to do with those people. But the subject at hand is, I feel that these people that are communicating, that they're of such low intelligence that they don't register on a scale, and that they are highly, susceptible to peer pressure. They do whatever they're told to do, and they don't have the ability to absorb new information to be able to have an opinion of their own. So they basically just do whatever they're told. That is a 1 in a million type of thing. You don't really run into that often. You see stupid people everywhere. People that don't have any common sense, or people that don't have book smarts, so on and so forth. But it's very rare that you come into contact with somebody of such low intelligence that they are willing to do anything and everything, and they are motivated to do absolutely nothing. But basically what I'm trying to say is, I don't know how you guys grew up, or, the friends that you've had and so on and so forth. But I do know that whoever my main handler is, they are so absorbed with me that I am all that their life revolves around. Everything that I do, they are totally absorbed with it. And they try to act like they hate it, but they can't quit me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know who your friends were when you were younger. I don't know who they are now. But I know growing up, I was involved in a lot of extracurricular stuff. I went to college early. I varsity lettered every year. I ran track. I played volleyball. I was a cheerleader, and there are just some things that and then you look at other people that there is not one thing that is extraordinary about them. Like, most people in my life never cross my mind during the day, like not on a normal day, and the thing is, the type of person that I am, if I care about you, you know about it. But if I don't think about you at all, you know about that too. And whoever this is has to, basically what they do is they turn whatever I say around back on me. And, if you have loser behavior, I'm not mean-spirited. I'm just not. I have no reason to be. I'm too focused on my kids and my family, to even pay attention to what anybody else is doing. I don't waste my time. And it's like this person, whoever this is, has to reiterate, that I'm the loser. Like, apparently at some point I called somebody a loser. And if I call you a loser, it's because I think you're a loser. If you do loser activities and loser things, or you don't do anything at all, I don't have the ability to hold it in. I will tell you exactly how I feel. But if you're involved in loser behavior and I call you a loser, that's how I feel. And I'm just being honest. But whoever this is has trying to turn this around on me and trying to say, you're the loser. Like, I had a sister that accidentally overdosed. God rest her soul. But she's not on this planet anymore. So I don't, I don't really think about it too much. And if I do, it's always about the things that she did in order to be able to get high or drunk. I have, people in my life that have no life. And I see, as a result, I think that everything that you do on this planet comes back to you. I know that it does. If you are into some, things that you shouldn't be into and that you have malicious intent, I know that it comes back on you. I don't really delve into stuff like that. I don't mess with it. I don't worry about stuff like that. I have a good heart. I try to help people. I try to do what I do, what I can do within my means to try to be there for people and to help people. So I concentrate on, the karmic return on that, that's God to me. I don't have bad intentions for anybody. But if I do believe that if you have bad intentions for somebody, it's going to turn right around on you and it's going to get you. And that's why I stand all the way back and I will wait for it, because I know that's how it works. I just wait for it to come back on you. I don't have to do anything. I'm just going to wait for it to come back on you. But it's like, like, you don't have, well, that'll work too. Michael Jackson didn't have to go around telling people that he was the king of pop. He didn't. Everybody just knew he was. Everybody still knows that he is. And everybody that will ever be born from here on out will know. He didn't have to tell anybody, because everybody just knows. It speaks for itself. You know, you don't have to tell people that Michael Jordan is the best ball player. You know, he doesn't have to go around telling people. Everybody just knows. It speaks for itself. You look at his stats, you look at the games he plays, it's not a secret. And he doesn't have to brainwash people and tell them that. People just know. And it's kind of the same thing with this. Like basically, if you look up the PDF for MK Ultra brainwashing, and I've talked about this in one of my other videos, is that they repeat. Mine are so dumb, they just speak in sentence fragments, and they repeat them over and over. And then will call me stupid because I have an education and I can't dumb myself down to the point to where I can break a sentence fragment down. And I'm not going to go into that because I spend too much time on that anyway. But what I'm saying is, you know, I grew up, I was an athlete, you know, I'm educated, you know, I have lived a good life. You know, I've experienced some awesome things. I really have. And I have wonderful people in my life. And I don't have to tell people that. You know, I don't have to tell people about myself, because if you know me, you know about me. You know what I will tolerate. You know what I won't tolerate. You know what I'll go out of the house wearing. You know what I won't go out of the house wearing. You know things I'll do and things I won't do. You know, I'm very matter of fact. But the thing is like, whoever this person is, like, it is so important to them to just turn my... Look, if I called you a loser, it's because you do loser things. And that's the extent of it. If you don't want to be called a loser, stop drinking, you know, like a fish, and, you know, not have any food in your refrigerator because you'd rather have alcohol. Stop doing drugs, you know, stop beating your kids. You know, there's this one woman in particular that lives in my area that I had to turn her in because I caught her in one of her Instagram posts where she was having a young boy take pictures of her in her bedroom in her underwear. And I'm talking about a bra and panties. And it's not vulgar to me because she's built like a 13-year-old boy. But depending on who's looking at it, it could be misconstrued in several different ways. I myself would never have a young child take a picture of me in my underwear. Nobody in their right mind would. And if that would have been of a man, the local police would have taken him to jail and put him under it. But because it's of this particular person, I tried to call the local police department, the non-emergency number, and nobody called me back. And that's the story of the area that I live in. I can't get adequate medical care. I can't call the police. I can't keep a job, nothing, because that's part of whatever this program is that I have been entered into. You know, somebody saw fit. But basically what I'm saying is that, you know, don't let somebody that exhibits loser behavior, which that would be these people, make you feel bad and turn your words around on you because they're not smart enough and not creative enough to come up with anything on their own. You know, this will eventually kill me. You know, this injury that I had a brain injury, and now it's turned into a brain tumor, and it's not a grade 1. It's not benign. It's grade 2. So it'll likely turn cancerous, and I'll have it, and it'll likely kill me. But here I am now. I'm not there yet, so I'm going to fight this until I can't anymore. But anyway, you know, that's... And I'm hearing it now. Like, I'm supposed to know what these... Okay, the word it is a noun. And it can be a person, place, or thing. If you were to go through everything on this planet trying to figure out what the word it means. Like, if I sent you a text message and with no context just said, I left it in your car. Your natural reaction to that would be, left what in my car, right? You want to know what it means, right? You have no clue. It could mean a sack of flour. It could mean a stack of money. It could be a lion. It could be a microwave oven. You don't know what it means, okay? And this is what I'm dealing with. And this is what I'll deal with till it's all over. And they try to make me feel, they use it as the subject. It's not a complete sentence. It's a sentence fragment. And the word it could mean anything on the planet. You know, it could mean a cow's tongue. It could mean a lawn chair. It could mean, a bag of grass. We will never know. I will never know what it means. But if you know what I'm talking about, then you do. If you don't, just know that I'm saying that if you endure this at all, you are not the target. They are. And I'm telling you right now that the people that think they are the watchers are the ones being watched. Because this type of idiocy is a 1 in a million type thing. There are not a lot of people that function and are brain dead at the same time. That they will do anything you tell them to do, and they will do it for hours and hours and hours with no questions asked, and they will never get any smarter. They will always, always, always stay stupid. Those are the targets, I'm telling you. We're just the people that they're training them on. But anyway, guys, if you'll just pray for me, like I said, they had to cut my muscle, my temporalis muscle in my face. And then you can tell I still have a piece of my scalp missing. They have to 3D print a piece to go over the piece that they had to take out because it had a Staphylococcus aureus, a staph infection in my bone. And it made me so sick, it gave me sepsis. I could have died from that. I didn't. I could have, died from the brain tumor. I haven't, and it just been through a lot. But you know what? Someday this shit will come out. It will. And I'm sorry but that's exactly what it is. I'm sorry for cursing, but that's exactly what it is. It's just not, this is not normal. Normal people don't do things like this. And that's what separates us. That's how I know that we feel like we're the targeted people, but we're not. I'm telling you, these 1 in a million idiots that are so abnormal psychologically, they're the targets. They can be trained to do anything and not bat an eye. They have no concept of humanity. And one thing that I think you'll enjoy that I have to endure is, they're like, well, we just don't want you here talking about my neighborhood. And this is not Nazi Germany, okay? History is full of people that think that they should have control over who is allowed where. And we all know how that ends up. With a noose around your neck. And this is America. You can't do that. You just can't. So that's the thing. And that's all I'm going to say for now. I have a backyard, my ditch. Everybody else's ditch has been mowed. But me, after a craniotomy, I have to get down in my ditch with my weed eater. And I have to cut my grass down because for some reason, my property line, the people on the other side of my property line have only managed to skip me by myself. So the lady that had the brain tumor removed has to get in her ditch and cut her grass down because for some reason, they just happen to forget to cut my ditch, or the ditch behind my property line down. But they cut everybody else's down. Like I said, I cannot keep a job here. I cannot get adequate medical care. The police don't respond when I call them. And you know what? I'm stepping all the way back, and I'm keeping this documented, date and time stamped. And eventually I already have a case. I mean, look at my head, what's going on with it. But I'm just going to let it come out as naturally as possible. And, you know, there's so much that has gone on, you cannot ignore it. And that's what I'm going for. Because this is exhausting. You can tell my head hurts. Look how my face has changed. And the funny thing is that these people, they have no idea the stuff that is going to come back on them. And you know what? I want it to be a surprise. I want you to think that you were on the up and up. I want you to think that you were getting over on people, and that you're getting your 2 cents in, and you're getting back at the man. And I just want to wait, and I want to watch the hammer fall, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Let them hang themselves, because they won't be able to help it. You see how brash they are? And flagrant. They really are. Just let them hang themselves. Don't be so worried about it. You know, just try to relax as much as possible. It's stressful, but just remember what kind of person these people have to be to do what they're doing. And rest assured in yourself that there is something in you and about you that bothers them to the extent that they're going to lose their lives. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. And I'm sorry I haven't made a video in a while. I've just been going through a lot. But I love all of you, and I hope you're doing well.